Welcome to the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats, powered by the College of Southern Nevada. Each week, we'll be featuring business owners and entrepreneurs that will provide their personal recipes for business, powerful conversations, and knowledge of the business world. We amplify the stories of various backgrounds, cultures, and expertise. Our self-identity is as diverse as our social community. We cultivate a community of like-minded individuals that share their different perspectives, broadening our worldview. Are you ready? This is the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Welcome back to the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats, under the operation of the College of Southern Nevada here at the North Las Vegas campus for another phenomenal episode. I'm your host, Sean Tory, with our DJ Icebreak.
DJ Icebreak.
My guy, what's up with the tunes, good brother?
Everything is good. I can't hear.
Everything is good. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we needed to hear right there. So our topic of the day is called Investing in Yourself is Investing in Your Home, with a special guest. Now, ladies, gentlemen, and today's guest is the true definition, and I'm being wholeheartedly honest, the true definition of a philanthropist, a gentleman who truly loves his community and an overall genuine soul. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, truly. So, at 15 years old, our guest was certified as an adult and sentenced to serve 10 years at the Nevada Department of Corrections. Today, he serves as president of the Las Vegas Homes Incorporated, a real estate development and investment firm, and CEO of Housing Assistance Corp, a nonprofit entity providing jobs and housing to the less fortunate of our community. Our guest is also the youngest member of the Community Development Advisory Committee. You see, I ain't even tell you this man's name yet, bucko, okay? This gentleman is the College of Southern Nevada alum. He did attend, so shout out to him. Come on now. He fluently speaks multiple languages and is regularly engaged in entrepreneurship and has been featured on the Kelly Clarkson Show and Fox News. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, gentlemen, and without further ado, the real estate guru, the community man with the plan, the future of Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, Dontae Scott, what's up, baby? What's up, sir? What's up, sir?
What's going on with you, brother?
Man, thank you for coming out today.
I appreciate the invite.
Man,
Thank you.
So, man, outside of the bio, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Tell the people what they need to know.
I think it, pretty much speaks for itself. I think I started off in real estate.
Right.
That's, definitely where my passion is at.
Mm-hmm.
And that has led to, our community engagement work, really turning our for-profit into a nonprofit and figuring out how we can, help the community benefit from our efforts. And then taking it into the medical field, as far as, owning a mental health facility,
yes,
medical lien servicing company.
Come on. Come on now.
Opening up a compounding pharmacy. So,
come on now.
We working.
Working.
Yeah, we working.
So you have those businesses here and in another state, correct?
Yeah, in another state, yeah.
What's the other, in Arizona?
So I'm in Arizona, yeah, and then we just moved to Cleveland, Ohio also. So.
Come on, give a round of applause to this king right here. Because you've I know that you went to Valley High School
Mm-hmm.
and all the sort, and then you were incarcerated as an adult at 15 years old, 10 years later. Do you ever sit back and just look at yourself and be like, man, I'm blessed, and because I know you work with a lot of youth too. So
Absolutely.
How does that impact feel, and how does it weigh on you sometimes?
It's still surreal to me.
Mm.
I think and I'm truly happy.
Mm.
Not saying I'm not supposed to be here.
Right.
But I can close my eyes and picture myself in prison like that.
Mm.
And so for me, it's always them pinching moments. Like, man, how I get here? And they really didn't let me through these doors. These people really taking me serious. And so I get those moments all the time. And, so that's what keeps me going. That definitely keeps me going.
So is there, man, because you went from that to now you're hiring doctors, and I'm taking a bit of that quote because you were on my other show, The Unconquerable, which I thank you for being on that show, and now you came to this one. How does that feel to come from that, being between from pole to pole to now hiring doctors for your businesses.
And I want to know, I want to let you know, I got a little backslash from that too. Like people are like, you can't be talking. I'm like, listen, that wasn't it.
They did?
Yeah, but it's okay. People are like subject to their opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want you to take it out of context. What I'm saying is that, coming from where I'm from, like a lot of titles, especially in like specialization fields, right? So doctors and lawyers and, we put them on a pedestal, and not saying we shouldn't.
No, you're right, though.
Right? I'm not saying we shouldn't, but we put them on a pedestal. As humans, we have the natural propensity of doing that, right? We use titles and we put these people on pedestals. And so for me, it was just like humanizing everyone and saying like, listen, no matter where I come from, right, I can still be your boss.
Come on. Come on now.
That's still be, and so one of my clinical director, she has her doctor degree. She's dope.
Right.
Dope. One of the smartest ladies I ever met in the world. And just the dynamic of our relationship with me, doing all these times incarcerated, being in the penitentiary, and her, having multiple degrees, but still her being on my payroll. We laugh and we joke about it, right? It's a joking matter, but I think it's a dope experience. And what it also shows is that like anything is possible,
right?
If you put it in the work, anything is definitely possible. So I love the dynamic. I don't let it get to my head. I'm very humbled by it. I'm blessed, to be in the position that I'm in.
I think because me knowing you, I didn't think of no way of it, but I can see how some folks do, because it's like, well, I worked hard for this, and so did Dontae. Yeah, so that's how I looked at it. Absolutely. But it's a very humbling thing, because people do get very classist, very like title driven, because they've been able to get in these positions, which is rightfully deserved. Absolutely. I salute you, but don't get beside yourself. And I think a lot of people do that from time to time. Like, I kid you not, you can ask Sarah or anyone that works with me here at the College of Southern Nevada. I say hello and I salute, and I give the same respect to everybody, from the IT department to my folks who work in the facilities, because everyone has an important role. And what I don't like is how people try to dehumanize people because you make a certain salary cap or whatever the case may be. Because if someone is not sitting here cleaning out the union, or they're not cleaning out this, who's gonna do it? You gonna sit? Because I get tired of doing it at home. You're right. You get what I'm saying?
You have to have like that Confucius philosophy,
right?
That every
talk. Come on.
Like seriously though, that like every position matters, and we all like together collectively, right, in harmony, does it make sense, right? Yeah. And so I think of that, like no one gets degraded, no one get put on any, we're all on the same playing field. Now, I don't separate that from like positions and roles, like that's a total difference. But as far as like our worth, definitely there. Now the positions and roles, and like that's a whole nother conversation, and then we're gonna respect that, so.
See, I like how you position. So you said the difference between the roles and positions.
Absolutely.
But I think people get those two coincide, because that's where the dehumanizing comes.
Absolutely.
Because of the status.
Of the status, yeah.
See, I like how, because that right there, I could tell that's a part of your little magic right there. That's a little bit of that's a little bit of that sauce. Listen, now, we ain't even got to the sauce yet, but that's your recipe right there. So let's actually get down to how you started real estate, like got into real estate, and then now you have two companies. You have the nonprofit, and then you have the actual business where you do real estate. So can you think of a time of when you planned something when it came to the business and it didn't go accordingly? Like, how did you make it work?
What, as far as in real estate?
Yeah, in real estate, and then we'll go to House Corp. So it's going to be a 2-question fold.
Okay, something that I planned and it didn't necessarily work.
Yeah.
So I took a major loss. I think this was like in 2018. Because naturally as an entrepreneur, right, you go out there with your hands up, and we don't pay attention to, we always are going on an attack instead of the defense, meaning that, and in every position, right? If in boxing, right, in karate, they teach you how to guard yourself.
Defense first.
Defense first.
Defense always
but
first.
But as an entrepreneur, you want to go out scrapping. You want to go out swinging.
Right.
And what happens is that it leaves you vulnerable. And so for me, I felt like in 2018, I took on a project. It was like a burnout, so it was like a total build up. And I've been watching all these shows, and it's like, for me, I wanted to prove myself, like I could do this. I didn't do the proper research though, so I built this whole house up, beautiful, immaculate house, and realized that a final permit had never been pulled on the fire damage, so everything was illegal.
Oh, dang,
bro, my heart dropped. Listen.
Oh wait. So you invested
how much like?
So I had like about of like far as cash into the fix up, maybe like $40,000 into this project.
Hold on.
Right.
Oh Lord. Okay, keep going.
Right. And so when the city came to me and they were on me, they were on me about it. They were like, yeah, everything got to get tore down. You got to take this back to the studs. But make a long story short, like that was a very humbling moment. And like I think I went through that maybe about 7-8 months. Like that was the most depressing time of my life. I felt like a failure. Right. At the time, that was the first time my business partner, Chris, had invested into a project with me. Right. And so now I didn't convince my homeboy from the streets that real estate is safe and this is where it's at and we need to change our life. How we move. And then I didn't got his money stuck in this too. So I'm dealing with all type of issues at the time, and luckily I climbed up out of it. What ended up happening is that I met, so I reached out to a lot of individuals. I ended up meeting a contractor, older gentleman by the name of Mr. Hicks.
Mr. Hicks.
Yeah, Mr. Hicks.
I know Mr. Hicks.
Mr. Hicks, he did miss, I'll forever be in debt of his service.
Round of applause for Mr. Hicks, man.
I tell Mr. Hicks this all the time because it's just so crazy how we don't value relationships and we don't put value on it. And with him in particular, I tell him I might have lost like $40,000-$50,000, but I would have paid like 10 times that a month for that relationship.
That's true.
For that mentorship, right? I made so much more. I've grown and learned and taught and contributed so much more from that relationship. Right. And so it was the best $50,000 I ever lost,
Man, come on. So we always gonna quote J. Cole, there's beauty in the struggle. Yeah. There is beauty in the struggle. And sometimes I think when we're going through hardships like that, it's hard for us to see it. I know I do. Like there was a period of time where I was struggling and it just frustrated me. So as an entrepreneur and personally, so I salute you, man.
Absolutely.
You deserve all the claps for that.
Absolutely.
So that's how that struggle there from the real estate side. Now, Housing Assistance Corp. Salute to you, salute to Keem, salute to the whole team. I love y'all dudes, man. Y'all definitely out here for the city representing.
I appreciate that.
As a young cat who watches, I'm sitting here observing, I'm like a sponge. I'm just like, that's the impact I'm trying to make. Yeah. So like talk about those times. Like how did you guys from a time when you guys planned that and didn't go according to plan? I know there's been times where you had to change things because like a different day or something like that. So talk about those.
We've had a few of those. I think our to me what stands out the most is with the H Street project, how we started Beautify the Block. Before it was Beautify the Block, I don't know if you remember, we had worked on one of our elders'
I remember
house.
That.
He was blind, blind.
I remember that.
Elder vet. And so that situation was pretty organic because I was actually going there to buy his house as an investor.
Right.
And then when I walked into the situation and kind of seen what was going on, I just couldn't take advantage of my own.
Right.
And so I needed to figure out a way. I went to my boys and I'm just like, hey, listen, we need to figure out a way, to help this situation.
Right.
And so we were trying to figure out, it's going to cost money. So we was trying to kind of figure out a strategic way of doing it that wouldn't cost us a lot of money, but can bring awareness to what's happening to our elders, right? And how they're being took advantage of, especially when it comes to like, predatory investors and everything. So, that was out of our own pocket. Right, we didn't have anybody like
what?
Yeah.
Even because I saw y'all collaborate with Clark County. Is it the Clark County? Yeah, it was with Clark County. So how did?
No, that was that was our own money. We just, we wanted attention there. We wanted to bring awareness there, but that was out of our own pockets.
Man, come on.
Yeah. And so
that's going. I know it has, but it's gonna come back 20 times full.
It already has. It's already had a ripple effect. And so, but what ended up happening in that situation, so we had the whole community out there. Of course, we were, we were doing different phases, right? We were doing different phases and we were winging it. And like maybe a little, like 60% into the project, an investor and the owner decide that they want to sell the house.
What?
Yeah, and so we didn't think about that. We didn't think about having them sign documents. And so we like, bro, our blood, sweat, and tears, we didn't have the whole community out here putting their resources and their energy and everything else to help you save your home. And you mean to tell me we finna fix it up for you to sell it? Oh, man.
I know, that's the okie doke.
Man, so it ruined relationships. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
I knew the other
but I will say though, and I don't mean to cut you off there, but the fact you did it, that's why I said what I said at the beginning of your introduction, because I remember I came out one of those days. I brought the girls out, and you did it from a genuine heart, though. Yeah. So when folks watch this episode, they gonna know it's from a genuine heart. Man. So, but proceed, because I want to hear the rest of this, please.
Yeah. So when of course I tried to do everything I can to convince him, and we were getting, there was a lot of attention on it. We had news coverage and everything, and so it was just so embarrassing. My biggest thing was just our reputation. Like, I don't want the community for 1 second to think that I used them for this man to make a profit, or for anyone to make a profit. Right. And so we stressed about that. Like, that was and it made us go back to the drawing, and that's why we cut that whole. We never finished it. We stopped.
I saw that. I remember y'all stopped it.
Never finished the project, and nobody ever knew why. And we didn't want to kind of like air dirty laundry and everything, put people business out there. But that was the truth of it. And it was something that we had to understand, is that just contracts, and it protects you. Even in a nonprofit, you think it's like a feel good moment, which it should be, but it's still a business.
It's still a business. You're right.
And you have to understand that. And then there's just certain principles to business, and that paperwork is like the most imperative thing. And we should have been able to protect ourselves, and we didn't.
But I think that's the lesson, though, because it actually goes into the next question I have for you, which was because I know you guys were winging it at first. I know I came out, Curtis came out, because I know he does the landscaping, and because the question I had was, what are some things you've experienced that could have worked in theory but did not go that way in practice? Okay. Would you say that's something that goes into that?
Absolutely, because I think communism sound good in theory.
Yes,
like honestly, right? So it's the practical. It's the practice of it. I think in our head it's perfect, right? So when we do Beautify the Block, man, it's a vibe,
everybody out there.
And so we have this picture moment of like just the community coming together and like loving on each other, and appreciating each other, and like the workers doing what they're supposed to do, and like and like the house coming and it's a finished product. But it doesn't happen like that all the time.
That's true.
People come late.
Yeah.
People don't come at all. There's arguing. Our subcontractors not doing what they're supposed to do. The owners are a little bit, they're undecisive with how they actually want their house. And so there's so many different elements that we have to balance out. And so really creating a system has been like the thing that we've been working on now. It's like, hey, we have to have a system to this. We just can't go out and say, look, we're going to throw a block party and fix up somebody's house. There needs to be like step one, step two, so.
But I think because you're doing something that's innovative, I haven't seen it done before. Many of us haven't. So the thought of going to someone's home and it's a nonprofit to go renovate your home, I'm sure now you're figuring out the contract, you're figuring out the structure. But once you do this, you're setting up a blueprint for someone else to do it better.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why we're supposed to do things the way we're supposed to. We'll learn it, we figure it out so that the next generations takes over. And sometimes generations have an issue with that because it's still trying to hold on, and it's like, no, pass the baton. Like, there's a reason why you need to pass it to the younger generation, and why we have that generational gap, which is a convo that we talk about inside the men's room. So when you come, it's not gonna be in this upcoming one, but that is a conversation we've had.
I love that. I like how you said that. Like, we're supposed to do it so the generation after us can do it better.
Yes.
Like, that mindset right there, that's gold. I'm gonna take that. I'm still in that.
No, take it,
because I tell a lot of the OGs, like, you still trying to fit that varsity jacket. It don't fit.
It don't fit no more, dog.
About 100 pounds heavier.
You are not a medium. We are in an XL and double XL. It is okay. We grown man size.
Like this, listen, it don't fit. Your arms won't go down.
Listen,
and so I love that. But you're 100% correct.
But like that's how, honestly, that's how I move. That's my magic, right? That's what I go in intent to make sure. I expect my kids and any of the kids, like my god kids, his son, Sarah's daughter. I expect all of our kids and the next generation to be better than me. Absolutely. When it's time. Tupac wasn't lying when he said at the age of 30 we tired. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm 31 and I'm tired, bucko. I'm still going. We still going, but it's like I'm looking at the young cats now. They looking up. They really want someone to guide, help, just mentor them. That's why I'm in mentorship, because I expect them to be better. And if they don't, they gotta add their own flavor to it, because our reality will not be the same as theirs. Yeah. They're experiencing it now. We've never experienced pandemic when we was in high school, middle school.
I don't know what that feels like.
I don't know what that feel like, but now. Back in the day, we went to Cheyenne, we went to Canyon Springs, we went to all the schools that are historically are like issue. Right now in CCSD, everyone is going through it. Everybody. And then not only that, these kids don't have the tools to be able to be like, hey, I'm going to be a real estate agent, or I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to give back. That's something we need to give to these kids.
Absolutely.
That's where my heart comes from.
I second you on that. I think, and we were talking about it earlier,
We
just
did.
that exposure. And I feel like even with the events that we have done, whether it was Beautify the Block, I remember when we did, it was pretty dope when we did the vision board party.
I remember that. I didn't get a chance to go, but I heard how dope it was.
It was dope, but I'm gonna tell you why it was dope. Like, the picture of it had a vision board party, but it was dope because I probably had like 5 homeboys, including my baby brother that was just fresh out of prison. All right, my little brother did like 10 and a half years, but he was like really putting his vision board together. And so you had ex-felons, you had politicians, you had community leaders, you had everyone in the same environment with a common goal. So for me, I took a step back and I'm like, this is what it's about.
Come on. Come on, bro.
Like, it was like the essence of an acorn, right? And I'm like, man, this is what it's about. So for me, that was like, I get those moments, and I think that's what we try to create in every event where we all come together. And again, we rip those titles away and we just love each other authentically, right? Just for, for us, right?
Right.
So yeah,
But that's part of your recipe, dog. Like that is truly a part of your recipe. Like you adding in to make that secret sauce. But we're gonna get to the sauce part in a minute. But you ready for the first segment that I gotta do this to you?
All right, let's go.
You ready? You ready for it?
Uh-huh.
I gotta put you in that hot seat, good sir. I'm sorry I gotta do it to you, but I gotta put you in the hot seat. So, in this segment, we provide in-depth questions to learn more about you as a guest. But it's rapid. It's quick questions. You can explain a little bit, go a little further, but they're quick questions. And then I'll probably ask why. All right? So, first question. Flipping homes or renting out homes to people?
Flipping.
Why flipping?
Oh man, being a landlord is horrible. I didn't get it. I didn't get it when I was a kid. We was growing up, and we hated our landlords. Little kids, they grow up hating the landlord. Being a landlord was horrible, especially what I had to experience during COVID, and going through like 17 months without being paid with like 5 of my tenants, and like and it was okay, but it was like with no recourse, and so. Definitely flipping. I can get in, I can get out, and it's less emotional. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good point. So, this next question. Buy a home in Centennial, Summerlin, North Las Vegas, West Side, or Henderson?
West Side.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
You got to tell me, why the West Side? Why the West Side?
Absolutely. No, listen, my office is on the west side.
Let's go.
I'm gonna say that first. Like I had an office in Summerlin. I strategically moved my office to the west side.
Come
right?
on
So
now.
I'm on the west side. Right?
Hey, 9106. You know what we do.
Our biggest thing is that we have to maintain, protect, and develop the Black community.
Come on now.
To me, and I'm gonna stretch it just a little bit
because
I feel wholeheartedly about it because I get people about it all the time, and it's like
Real alert. This is gonna probably be for the real. Let's hear it.
It reminds me of a time like during during slavery when our ancestors were escaping, right? Mm-hmm. And you remember they would have to go to like different towns and they would have to go to different states, but they wouldn't really know how to navigate there.
True.
So they would have to have hiding spots. Right, they would have like little, like almost like their version of like the Underground Railroad. They would have, hey, listen, this is how you get through Mississippi. This ain't like Tennessee. Hey, this is how you get through here. It's not like I feel like we always need a hub so that when Black people come to Las Vegas, that they are fed properly, right? That they are housed properly, and that they are educated how to navigate while they're in our city.
Come on now.
Right, and so if we don't do our best to, again, restore, protect, and develop,
Right.
our community. Like, the moment they take that away, they take the cloth of our identity away. It's in our community.
It is, man.
Like, our DNA is in our community,
Right.
And so that's been, like, my sole mission. Like I get emotional about it. Like
this is needed because I think people need to hear this.
They talk us out of it. They like, oh, it's dangerous over there, and I'm like, when have we been afraid of our own people? Where did this come from? The notion of being afraid of our own people,
right? And that's something that's been tainted on ourselves. And not only that, it's been played on us. We bought into it, and now we continue the cycle. It's a continued perpetuated cycle that we put on ourselves too.
Absolutely.
It was a vision given. And it all started with Birth of a Nation. If the original Birth
of a Nation.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And I saw, you go to Chinatown, you look at Chinatown. This is the thing that, I love their example, because when you go there, everyone is welcome, right? You can go there and eat, right? But you're not gonna see a white or a black waitress there at any of them restaurants, right?
Nope.
Right? You know they're so for their culture that the menu will be written in their language. Yep. Signs will be written in their language.
Yep.
Right? And their community is thriving, right? So what is so wrong with us having something that's ours? And if you want to come here and enjoy, you want to go to Grits, come to Grits.
Come to Grits.
Right? But we're gonna have our own here.
Yep.
And we won't get it misconstrued that we are for us.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with being for us, I
agree.
And that doesn't mean that we're against anyone else.
Say that again for the people in the back left corner in the pew that they don't want to be there. They're right by the exit door. I need you to hear that, please.
So definitely my mission has been, of course, we've been buying land on the west side. I own houses on the west side. Yep. And we try to build them in a way that people could take pride into their home, and I think that's just the biggest thing. I think if you could make a house, and you could change just the structure of it and, make it up, people could take pride into it again. And that's the broken window theory, and that's why it's been left dilapidated like that. And I think if we do more as investors, as real estate agents, as homeowners, where we come together collectively and say, hey, listen, let's take this house, let's fix it up, let's make sure that we put it right back into our hands, so our kids can grow up in it. I think it's bigger than just, having a pretty home. I agree. It's about, saving our identity.
I agree, because that man, I never got applause for you. I'm speechless. Because a part of me, and it's crazy, we had this conversation this past Thursday for the men's room. The question was, what is community? Because a lot of folks are like, well, it's in the north or it's in the south. I think the thing about it is we really need to understand what that means. Like, I'm born and raised west side, north side all day. I also started, me and my boy Nick, shout out to Nick Matthews, we started mentoring kids on the east side that get missed. What I think us as the up-and-coming generation, we need to do better in connecting the dots within each, I would say, borough of Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely.
To understand whatever this may, the west side, North Las Vegas may be the hub or whatever, but you're a part of it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't we ain't forgot about you over on the east side. Now kids over at Blue Diamond. Yeah. We have kids all over the city that don't get the attention they need. And I think that's a challenge I'm gonna put on myself and amongst us, because we are up and coming weekly. I know he talks to me, he talks to you all the time. Yeah. So I'm gonna put us up for that challenge. Man, I gotta get back on the hot seat.
Let me just say real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I'm born in the north though, right? Women's Hospital, right? I'm a Northtown baby, right?
Same.
So don't get it like I'm a Northtown baby, but that is the black community.
That is. Agreed.
Right? And so we have to do more of reaching out, but bringing them back in.
I agree.
And
I agree. Because trust me, I don't live far from, I live right an exit away. I'm still in the north.
Absolutely.
So best believe. Yeah. But all right. So, man, because that was a good question. I'm glad I asked that question. That's a good one. All right. So this next question, single story or two story?
Single story.
Why? Oh, why single?
I think you get more out of the home.
I agree.
Yeah, you get more out of the home.
I do agree. Mm-hmm. Okay. So townhome or condo?
Townhome.
Why townhome?
Well, condo is, you don't really own the real estate. You don't sell. Like, that's the thing people don't really understand. It's the airspace, right? Mm-hmm. It's a little bit difficult. I mean, if you don't, real estate is land and anything permanently attached to it, right? And so the thing about condos, how they do it, they almost treat them like in New York, like co-ops and stuff like that. Yeah. That's kind of like condos are treated. You own a percentage of the space. Yep, that don't even make sense. Yeah, so condos is cool. You're a bachelor, you want to live in a condo or stay in a condo. But as far as purchasing, townhome. Yeah, own your real estate. Yeah.
All right, this last one, duplex or fourplex?
Definitely a fourplex. More cash flow.
Most definitely. So my brother, you made it through the hot seat, dog. Come on, it went. See. That's the first time the hot seat got intimate. You know what I'm saying?
That was the nerve.
The nerve. I'm like, oh, he struck a chord in a good way. So, man, thank you, because as we transition from the hot seat
If you don't got no
Give
sauce,
you that
then
sauce now.
you
Yeah,
get lost.
Because you get lost in the
You also
sauce.
get lost in the sauce.
So, in this segment, it gives us more insight on our guests where we ask, what is your special ingredient for your business? You tell us why nobody can replicate what you do. So, my brother Dontae, tell us what makes Las Vegas Homes Incorporated and House Assistant Corp a business nobody can duplicate what you do.
I would speak more specifically on Housing Assistance Corp. I think what makes us like so dope, or I guess our sauce is that we really in the streets. Like we really in the community.
That is factual.
You know, like
That is factual.
we don't just come, you know, when it's good and it feels good and it's time. No, like we really, you'll see us.
I agree.
You know, like you riding on the west side, you're gonna see us, you know. And so I think that's something that separates us from our competitors and other nonprofits. That we, you know, our boots is really on the ground.
No, yeah, because I hit up Keem because I was like, bro, like I hit up Ryan, Keem, and I think you too, because y'all were doing it on a Saturday where we was here, and I was like, all right, hopefully we can knock out these episodes and go, because every other Saturday we record, and I'll be like, man, we trying to get over there, bro, but we got to stick to a schedule.
No, we get it.
Well,
we appreciate the support. You know, we all playing our position. You know, for the same thing. So we get it.
But the people going, if for folks who watch, there's people who watch who probably haven't. They gonna know who y'all are now for sure.
that, yeah.
So, what is the secret ingredient for y'all business? What's the secret ingredient?
Honestly, with us, for us, it's our brotherhood. And
That brotherhood.
man, it's so dope. I'm blessed to be around brothers that like motivate me and inspire me constantly. And I didn't grow up with that. Man. And so with us, our respect, like I was telling someone about this, our respect and our love for each other is so dope and it's so genuine that like we all have our positions. Right. And a lot of times I'm the CEO, right? And for example, you know, Chris is our CFO, right? He handles all the finances. And it'd be something that like I want to do, right? Or a decision that I want to make, but it's not my position. Like he has final word on that. Yeah. I love how we humble ourselves as men to allow our partner to like take a dominant role in his position. And so like, and that's kind of hard for men to do. Like sometimes like there's been situations where I know I'm right, but I would rather humble myself and not be right, you know, just to allow my man. I don't never want him to feel insecure about his position, you know? And
That's
if that makes sense.
No, that completely does. It's you respecting. That's the difference between role and position.
Absolutely.
That's your boy, but you have to remember as CEO to play your
I
position.
gotta play my position.
And you got to humble yourself because at the end of the day, there's a reason why there's our contracts or amendments or agreements, our operating agreements. There's a reason why we have those things because at the end of the day, like Sarah, Curtis, myself, we play our part. Eric too. Shout out to Eric. We all play our parts when it comes to the big podcast. Yeah. I make sure I do this part. Sarah makes sure, like she's on me. She be on me and Curtis. I'll be all right. Let's get our stuff together. But we play our position because not only that, this woman's going to bat and making sure we're on point. So salute to Sarah, salute to Curtis and Eric. Salute to y'all.
So yeah, that brotherhood is definitely that's just something that I think is our secret sauce, and the fact that like we are, if you pay attention, like our team was handpicked, and so like you know, you got Akeem that does like the marketing and community engagement, right? But we knew he was like one of the hottest promoters out here. Yeah. You know, let me not say the hottest promoter out here.
Give that man his flowers.
Man, you can't take that away from Keem.
Give that man his flowers.
You know, the hottest promoter out here. You know, you had Chris, he's just a brilliant businessman. Right. He doesn't talk a lot, so a lot of people don't know about beer. He don't. Right? And if you know, he don't speak a lot, but he's a brilliant businessman. And then you know, you had Will, who was like our political liaison, right? And so because you need that, people don't know about political access and how important it is, right? And so you know, just us, these personalities and our own special, our own little individual sauce that we brought to the table, I think make us, you know, like a super sauce, as you say. Yeah.
No, see, because y'all threw that recipe in that thing, that made that sauce. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got lost in the sauce, and you got the city with y'all lost in it. Yeah. Come on now. So thank you for coming in for that segment. Thank you, man. This has been a powerful episode, dog. I like this. This is why I love doing what I do, man. Because now this is what we got to do to you as we transition. We got to go into our last segment, and our last segment is The happy hour, ladies and gentlemen. And before we give that toast, I got something for you.
All right.
On behalf of the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIT Podcast, where everybody eats, this is for you, my brother Dontae.
Appreciate it, brother.
No
Thank you.
problem at all. So, as you know, because in this segment, this is where the host and the guests, we take a toast to success. So this is where we ask, what's going on great with your business, big or small? So, my brother Dontae, tell us, what is something that's going on great for your business that's worth celebrating?
Which business is we talking about?
Either one.
Either one?
Either one.
With Las Vegas Homes Inc. right now, we're getting into like new builds, construction, development.
Come on now.
So,
Come on now.
we own land on the west side already. So now we finna start breaking, getting into actually starting to develop the west side. And we can paint that picture.
Perfect.
What we want our community to look like. So I think that's dope.
See, come on now. Come on now. Salute to this man. He gonna beautify all the blocks. So as we go ahead, lift up our glass to you. Don't forget to tap that table as respects. We want to go ahead and toast you, Dontae, the team, Akeem, Will, all you guys, man. I have high respects for y'all. Nothing but success. Many more blessings to come. Toast to you, gentlemen.
Oh yeah, he drink.
I do. I do. But Sarah, thank you for that one. She got that cranberry joint. So, man, Dontae, I cannot thank you enough again. This was a great episode. Please drop all your handles, your social medias, plug us to where we can find you. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So on Instagram, it's DT_entrepreneur.
Okay.
I believe Facebook is just Dontae Scott.
Yeah.
And I don't got a TikTok. I need to create one.
No problem.
I don't know. But that's where you can reach me at. Or at Dontae@housingassistancecorp.com is my email.
Perfect.
Yeah, we could be reached by there also.
So, man, thank you so much again for coming on to the Bib. It's been a pleasure having you. This episode was great. So thank you so much. Many blessings to you. And we're going to go ahead out, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Sean Tory of the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the Bib Podcast, where everybody eats, with our DJ Icebreak.
DJ Icebreak.
And we're out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.